Hello and welcome to tonight's Nexus report as we cover all 6 regions. As of right now, 5 of the 6 are in playoffs. LCK finishing up their rounds 1 through 2 split tomorrow. We'll go over the power rankings and how things were affected by today's games afterwards. So first we have anyone's legend EDG. AL win this 3-0, took 5 Barons. There were a few series today where the game score was very lopsided, but it wasn't easy for the 3-0 team to win. Anyone's Legend really struggled at times. They had 28-54 per Baron. Cal had a 2v2 kill going 4-3 and 54, 85 KP. Hope had a 2v2 kill, 28 damage share. Top to bottom of the Rift, Anyone's Legend led at 15 minutes. 300 in top lane, 500 in the jungle, 500 in mid, and about 1,000 in bot lane. So we're looking at about 23 to 2,400 gold lead or so at 15 minutes on average. But the mid to late game was not an easy trip for them. Sinian 7, 12, and 14. The rookie taking the place of Angel in that playoff series. Leaf 32 damage share, 73 KP in the loss. ZDZ would have 3 solo kills, most notably a Nexus defense with 2 solo kills on Jace. Jouet had 2v2 kills of his own. Flandre and Shanks 1 apiece. Most notably, prediction-wise, today went 7-1. The one I got wrong was the one that majority of people, I'm sure, got wrong. Team Wii upset BLG. I'm not as overly hyped about this as others because it's double elimination. BLG probably are going to run the table and end up in the loser bracket finals at minimum, and if not, go to MSI as a finalist. So the thing is, like, it's nice Team We won, but BLG probably run the table. I'm not gonna, if they, my expectation is they will. So this whole like, oh, loser bracket run, it's gonna be so hyped. Like, BLG should run the table. One bad day is not indicative of what has been their entire season. Monkey played exceptionally well today. In Team We showed up in a big way. BLG should have won this series like 3 times over. They had Team We where they wanted them. Hell, a 9,000 or so gold lead in one game. I think that was game 3, and lost. So, and I think game 1 they should have won as well. I think they should have won game 1 and should have won game 3. So, BLG I think will be probably just fine. And probably run the table, and I won't be. They'll probably play Team We again, and I expect them to win. But regardless, Team We won today. So 3-1. Drakes are split 11-11. 3 Barons apiece. And interestingly enough, Team We won with 610 power play average. They were terrible with the power play. Somehow, some way, they still win. You would think they would have needed the special teams aspect to be exceptional. BLG, about 4,000 gold a power play. About 2 solo 2v2 kills, 23, 13, and 35. 30 damage share. Monkey, 2 solo kills, 77 KP. Monkey had about a 600 gold lead on Chun on average in this series. That was the only area where Team We had a lead in the early game. Otherwise, Ben had a slight lead. Knight, 374 in the bot lane, 383 for BLG. Speaking of Knight, he had 2 solo kills, 31, 15, 29, 30 damage share on 76 KP. Bin, 2 solos. Viper had 2v2 kills, and Karis had a solo as well. In LCK, KT, DNS, nothing to play for here really besides seeding. KT win 2-0. They were ahead for about 2/3 of the minutes played. Drakes 5-4, 2-1 in Barons. DNS struggled with their Baron, only 500 gold. KT about 4,500, 4,600 on average. They were dominant in the top and bottom lane. Perfect, a 550 gold lead. Bot lane, only about 100. Aiming 9-20. Best KDA. Perfect, 28 damage share. BDD, 87 KP. For DNS, mid-jungle duo, we're ahead at 15 minutes. About a 450 gold lead for Pioshik and Closer. Duck Dom 6-7-12, 32 damage share in the loss. Peter, 90 KP. Now this one mattered. BFX needed this series, and they lost, and they are not going to be going to MSI after pulling off an incredible run and going to first stand representing the LCK for the first time in their organization's tenure. and they fell off. Bro, I mean, if BFX won today, Bro would have been in a position where they had to, I believe, take it to 3 games against HLE tomorrow. No, they would have had to win. Both teams were 6-11. So, um, yeah. So T1 win 2-0. 60-40 split in gold control. They held 7 of 10 Drakes. Both teams took a Baron. 4,800 golds with T1s. BFX about 1,400 with theirs. Pays had 2 2v2 kills, 22, 6, and 22. 29 damage share, 80 KP. He and Pays up 1,100 gold into Kellen and Taeyun. Kellen had 3 solo 2v2 kills, 5, 9, 15. Taeyun 2 solo 2v2 kills, so combined 7 in the bot lane between these 3 players. 28 damage share, 68 KP. Clear, Vikla, and Faker all had solo kills in this one. Solo lanes going to BFX, 500 gold lead in top lane for Clear. 540 gold lead for Owner in the mid jungle duo. So we're looking about 1,000 gold lead or so. 1,000 gold lead or so at 15 minutes for T1. LCP, DCG, GAM, close one. Going 3-1, but DCG were only ahead for 53% of the minutes played. They took 12 of 17 Drakes. And Barons were split 2-2. 55-79 for DCG's 2 Barons. Very effective. GAM, 2,800. Florin, very rarely do you see your top laner on a winning team in a best of 5 on this board in all 3 categories. He had 2 solo kills. He had the best KDA at 11-7-24, 30 damage share, and 71 KP. Draxar had a solo for GAM, going 9-7-24, 75 KP. Artemis had 4 solo 2v2 kills, 28 damage share. In terms of the laning phase, Artemis and Taki up 600 gold for GAM, but Pop 9 hit a 650 gold lead into Draxar. Solo lane slightly ahead for DCG, but it's only about 100-150 gold lead at 15 minutes for DCG, so relatively even. However, you take Drakes into account and things change. Fang had 2 solo 2v2 kills. Arrest had a solo, Taki and Chelsea as well. Navi, KC. KC very strong in this one, leading for 84% of the minutes played in this 3-1 win. They took 4 Barons and 14 of 20 Drakes. Only 700 gold to power play, though. That's why Navi won a game. Celeste had 5 solo 2v2 kills in this series, going 25, 4, and 15 in the win. 31 damage share. Yikes, 67 KP. Poby, 10, 8, and 9. Samdi, 2 solo 2v2 kills, 27 damage share. Rylet, 73 KP. Top to bottom in favor of KC. Kana, a 1,200 gold lead. Yike, 900. Mid, 300. Bot lane, 800. So, what? 11, 26, 20, 45. About a 3,300 gold lead at 15 minutes on average for KC in this series. That's huge. 3,300 gold at 15 minutes. Not factoring the fact they took 70% of the Drakes. Kana, 3 solo kills, helped his 1,200 gold lead. Busio had a 2v2 kill. Los and Fluxo. Fluxo were ahead for the majority of the minutes played in this one in a 54-46% diff. However, Los won 3-2. Los did not take the majority of the Drakes. Fluxo took 12 of 21. The teams traded 3 Barons apiece. Los, 2,400 gold with theirs. Fluxo about 3,900 with their 3. Ackerman, 4-6-45. Duda, 2 solo 2v2 kills, 25 damage share. Curse, 83 KP. We see here, Zest, 1,148 gold lead in top lane for Los. That's a lot of where their lead came from. However, like I said, Fluxo led for the majority of this series. So you take into account all the Drakes they took and the mid to late game, Fluxo were the better team. Bao had a 2v2 kill, 29 and 20, 29 damage share. Momochi, 84 KP. Feisty had 2 solo kills. Cody had 1, and Peach had 1. We saw Peach with a 56 gold lead, relatively nothing, but he's the only one with a gold lead at 15 minutes. Otherwise, like I said, 700 gold lead for Feisty, 200 for bot lane, about a 2,000 gold lead for Los on average at 15 minutes. Lastly, Fly Sentinels. Fly win this 3-0. Took 5 Barons to get it done. They took 9 of 15 Drakes, leading for about 2/3 of the minutes played. Masu had 5 solo 2v2 kills, going 26, 2, and 17 with a 39 damage share. A very strong performance out of him. Cryogen, 96% kill participation. Everything went through the bot lane for Fly. They were ahead 1340, and that was the really what carried FlyQuest through this one. They had 3,800 gold on average across their 5 Barons. Darkwing 7-7-10, 36 damage here in the loss. Had a 360 or so gold lead at 15 minutes on average into quad. And the only glimmering hope that Sentinels had. Hombuck 96 KP in the loss. So yeah, that is a thing. Now onto the power rankings. Okay, so there's not a ton of big movement. Everybody moved between 19th and 28th. But no one's moving a ton. We only see a couple spots at most. HLE moving up 2, EDG dropping 2. But one significant one, T1 moving to 4th over Team Secret Whales. Team Secret Whales has had their hands full with MVK in their last series. And T1 were pretty strong into BFX, and the LCK took the 4th spot, which is probably what's right. So that's significant. HLE moving up is obviously something. I say it all the time because HLE are doing so well in rounds 1 through 2. If they go to MSI, they're going to move up in the power rankings because they're going to go to an international event. And BFX did that, so that's why BFX's tier ranking is so high, because they have international games that are counted into their algorithm, their formula, the output, where HLE did not have that. So yeah, I expect HLE to leapfrog BFX if they can go to MSI, or just even win a couple series. So that's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and hope to see you again tomorrow.